Our dew points in the 50s, so that beautiful dry fallish feel is here, but we already have south wind, so that's going to be warming us up a little bit tonight and tomorrow before our next front arrives. Temperatures elsewhere in the 70s with a lot of sun, and as we look ahead at what to expect for tonight, we probably won't be quite as cold as we were early this morning with those 40s pretty much solidly across our North Shore spots, and then 50s to 60s farther south. Looking at what to expect, beautiful today, a little warmer tomorrow, looks really nice again Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then we've been talking about turning a little more humid for the weekend with a few showers possible. Models are not in great sync, whether a front will kind of pull up near us or whether it will move through. But for now, we have a chance of a few showers as we move toward the weekend. Satellite and radar is showing high pressure off to our north. That front over the weekend passed far to our south. And all we will see in the next day or so is the high pressure gently shifting away. That's the pattern that tends to bring in a little more humidity and moisture because our winds become easterly and then southerly. But look at this, another front arrives just in time. So this is tomorrow evening, and I paused it here as the front is arriving. You can see a couple clouds. There's a very low chance for a shower. I would not get excited about it if you're one of the ones looking for rain, because we do have dry conditions, moderate drought conditions, in fact, or abnormally dry conditions across our area. So this is not the front to expect a lot of beneficial rain, but it will bring a few clouds Tuesday night into early Wednesday, and then it will deliver really pleasant, even lower humidity. It looks like Wednesday and Thursday. These 2 days look spectacular. Cool mornings, highs, maybe even a little lower than what we'll see today, but pretty close to what we'll see today. And then you can see our moisture returning heading into the weekend. So I would certainly enjoy this pleasant feel that we have going through most of this week. Today, delightful, our high about 82. The average right now is 79, so we're above that, but still pretty pleasant. And then tonight won't be quite as chilly, but still a pleasant, cool, and fairly low humidity kind of feel. 50s north and 60s south of Lake Pontchartrain. Your Tuesday morning, instead of 40s and 50s north, it'll be more like upper 50s, I think. And then south of the lake, again, a nice feel, but not quite as crisp as this morning, in the 60s or even near 70 near the coast. Jumping ahead to this weekend, of course, this is the time of year we have tons of festivals and things each weekend. So this is Friday. We see a warm front moving in, a few more clouds, and then we'll move all the way through Saturday and Sunday. You did not see a lot of rain, did you, with our European model? We really can't rule out a couple of stray showers with the more unsettled feel. This front kind of pulling up right near us and parking potentially just out to our west. So a little more unsettled perhaps this weekend, but at this point, it doesn't look like a huge rain chance either day. We keep it about 20%. Now in the tropics, we have no threats here. We're kind of busy with other weather patterns at this point in the year, which is a great thing. But looking into the Caribbean Sea, there is a high chance now of development, especially later this week with this system. And you can see some storm clouds with it. Some rain has been ongoing for some of these Caribbean islands. It is drifting off to the west, but it will not continue that way. It looks like it'll get a sharp turn potentially out to the north. So Haiti, Dominican Republic might eventually see whatever this system becomes. But here is this big high just kind of blocking its forward movement and driving it off to the north over the weekend. So that's why we're not expecting it to come anywhere near us. The next name on the list is Melissa. We've already had Lorenzo, and then it's Melissa and Nestor next, and then Olga and Pablo if we get there. We've had 12 named storms. That's average exactly for this point in the season. We're slightly below hurricanes, but slightly above major hurricanes. And we also talk about the ACE, another way to measure how a season is going. We're at about 88% of average for this point in the year when we talk about accumulated cyclone energy. So that's the measure that isn't just numbers of named storms and things like that, but takes into account how big a storm gets and how long it lasts, as well as how many there are. So a little below average at this point in late October. 7-day forecast shows those temperatures coming down. It looks beautiful Wednesday and Thursday. I'm so excited. And then as we move toward the end of the week, you can see those temperatures taking off. And those morning lows, by the way, should be much lower than that. We're talking about 50s Wednesday and Thursday north of Lake Pontchartrain and 60s south of the lake.
Well, it wasn't